This is the interior of the skull. There are three portions to it that makes it easier for organization and memorization. We have the anterior cranial fossa, middle cranial fossa, and the posterior cranial fossa. What separates the anterior and middle cranial fossa is the lesser wing of the sphenoid bone. And then what separates the middle and posterior cranial fossa is the petrous portion of the temporal bone. Starting with the anterior cranial fossa, we have the frontal bone, and then we have the cribriform plate of the ethmoid bone and the crystal gully. So the cribriform plate is all of these little holes right here, and the crystal gully is what separates them. How I memorize this portion is that Chris is inside of his crib. And then this is going to be the middle cranial fossa. We have the temporal bone, the parietal bone, and the sphenoid bone, which is this butterfly looking bone. We have the lesser wing and greater wing of it. And then I like to refer back to Professor Collagen's story of the Turkish saddle when I'm looking at this part. So we have the hypophyseal fossa where you will sit your booty at. And then this is the Turkish saddle, so sella turcica. You're looking forward at the optic canal. This is where your round toe will go. So foramen rotundum, round toe rotundum. This is where this looks like a footprint, and you're wearing boots because you're riding a horse. So foramen ovale, because this looks like an oval, and then foramen spinosum because you're wearing spurs. And this part right here is foramen lacerum, where you will keep your stuff. And then finally, the posterior cranial fossa. I just like to go around for this portion, for this last portion. We have the occipital bone, and then starting from here, we have the internal acoustic meatus, jugular foramen. This big hole is the foramen magnum where your spine would go, and there is another tiny hole right here next to the foramen magnum, and that is the hypoglossal canal. And this is the interior of your skull.